All right, let's start to take you through the newspapers this morning. We're starting off with the Daily Monitor in Uganda. On the front page of the Daily Monitor this morning, the big story is talking about MPs raise 28 grounds to disband NSSF top brass. That's the big header there. We also have some sub-stories. Amongi says she's going nowhere, praises report. Biarugaba says actions against him already done. Kimbowa withholds words on board sacking plan. Story and full recommendation on pages 4 to 5. And we also have torture victim changes story after visiting army headquarters. At the top of the paper, Iron Sheets saga, Kasaija Kitutu Oboth face probe. Further details on this is on pages 6 to 7. And that's all that the Daily Monitor in Uganda has this morning. Let's head over to Cameroon.
On the Guardian Post this morning, just a few stories to share. It says there shouldn't they form party that could that could sweep CPDM off political scene. And that's a picture of some of the persons mentioned, of course, people who eventually or initially had quit the SDF. You know, after quitting and expelled from SDF, shouldn't they form a party that could sweep CPDM off the political scene? Incumbent Senator Rebecca Anki dies days to elections. It's interesting. And of course, in Nigeria, Bola Tinubu wins Nigerian presidential elections. Those are the stories on the Guardian Post this morning, just 3 of them.
All right, now let's head over to Nigeria and see the Daily Trust newspaper. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, the big story says presidential poll, Atiku Obi head to court as Tinubu pledges fairness. NNPP demands cancellation as Shiwaju visits Buhari in Daura. UK PM Oshibajo IBB ACF congratulates President-elect. 32 states may witness flood this year, according to NIHSA. And we, beyond just talking about the possibility of these states experiencing flood, we're hoping that plans will be put in place whilst the announcement is being made to ensure that the flood, we're able to combat the effect of the flood. Last year in Nigeria, Southgate. We saw what flood did in Bayelsa and in other parts of the country, and how about a third of certain areas in Nigeria were beneath water. And we're going to feel the effects of those floods from last year. We're still going to feel those effects this year. So beyond them saying, 32 states, we are 36 states in Nigeria, 32 states may witness flood this year. What is the plan? Is it going to be intense? How intense is it? What structures are we putting in place to ensure that people are not thrown out of their houses and stuff like that? Anyway, Lagos police warn against fake security alerts. Farmers lament as irrigation activities grounded. Court remands reps leader Doguwa over murder and arson. Police detain Kano NNPP. Rep-elect over firearm possession. 3 more stories here. Senators fault Lawan's claims on e-result transmission. Nigeria's oil production rig count rose in January, and this is according to OPEC. Analysis still on the front page. 4 salient parts to Tinubu's victory. And that's all that we could take this morning on the front page of the Daily Trust. We'll go on a quick break. This is still Breakfast Central. More stories to come your way this morning. Please don't go away.